chose to push us back, guess what? We did not back down!
Okay? You have choice.
We support small business. We support small businesses. Rise up! Rise up! Rise up! $5,000 for having church on Sunday. Here's an original copy of the ticket. Listen, since when do you give God a ticket?
Now what if we had a crowd like this that went and stood in front of a Costco?
A couple of people here today that'll try to get in here for you guys to hear them speak. Don't believe the fear, small business owners. Know that our people will stand behind you.
We need focused protection and stop using the chainsaw to destroy the lives of young business people trying to make a living. Taking them away from their family, putting them in jail, releasing a $50,000 bill. Whatever your opinion is on civil disobedience, I'm not going to weigh in on that. However, let's be rational. May God bless you.
Thank you, Imad. Thank you, brother.
Two important things I want you to understand. When I was there and I looked in the eyes of those police officers, I did my best to connect to humanity inside of them. Because we're all human anyway. No matter the choices that they took on that day, they're still human. So when you're going to be faced with a cop, make sure you look deep in their eyes. Connect to the humanity inside of them. We have that power. We don't need guns. We have humanity inside of us. And that's what we need to all connect. The other important point that was for me extremely amazing to be present to is to stand shoulder to shoulder with every single patriot backing Adam and his business on that day. And when we broke that door and we chose to open his business and police chose to push us back, guess what? We did not back down! Freedom! 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 We all seen the movie. We all seen the movie, the tyranny spreading fast and wide. Guess what? It's not a movie anymore. We live in it right now. We live in it right now. And remember that moment in the movie where he's standing against the force of tyranny? And people back in the tyranny are humans like you are, and you're standing with them with peace and love, with full heart. Full heart. I want you to put a hand on your heart right now. Connect to that moment. When you're standing against tyranny to protect yourself and your children that are not even born yet. Remember that moment in the movie where the police backed down. We live in this right now. We all live in this right now, that moment. And this is what's going to happen. This week is unprecedented in the history of the world, not just this country. Whoever was present at Adamson's barbecue for 3 days straight, I thank you on behalf of Adam, being there and supporting his business and supporting his family. And every single business owner that wants to open up, that's the support you're gonna get also. Every single business should open on Monday. Open up! 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 Monday's the day. This week is the time. We open our country! We have the signs, guys. If you all have your business, or if you know the business will open up, come and grab the signs, because we are all essential. We are all essential. And freedom is essential. The time to be alive is right now. We already won it. We won this war in here and in here. We love you guys. Stay healthy, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Freedom! 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 Make the right choice! Make the right choice! Let's go, Toronto! I said, how's it going, Toronto?
Yes, he's correct. Lamont is right. I flew in all the way from Red Deer, Alberta. There's a reason why I flew. After what we saw at the Adamson barbecue, Alberta stands with Adam. When we see that kind of stuff happening, we know what's coming next. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as of today, 5 minutes before coming up here on the back of the truck, they shut down the mall in Calgary, Alberta. It is under lockdown evacuation mode because they weren't social distancing. The next thing they're going to do is they're going to start with the small businesses back home. And we've been hit hard. Alberta's been devastated by this government. But what's going to happen next? What is next? And that's the question. Now, what if we had a crowd like this that went and stood in front of a Costco? You stood in front of a Walmart and said, you can't stay open. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta do what you gotta do. But as Canadians, we stand proud and free. We stand on guard for thee. And the men and women of our armed forces who lost their lives fighting for our right to stand here right now, it is our duty to stand up for them now. They gave us those freedoms. Let's get them back!
My name's William Fair. I worked 25 years to build a company. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm very emotional about this because my father, he built our property back in the 70s. And we took that land over and we built a proud company. And the bylaw officers and the police came to my business on Monday. And I've never been in trouble by the law. And I want all these officers to know. And I want you all to listen, because I've always respected the police in this country. I've always respected you guys. You took an oath, just like when I was in the armed forces. When I was in the armed forces, we took an oath. And I want to speak to you officers. Because what's going on? You guys have an oath. You take an oath in front of all you, when you guys read your book, every one of you officers have a handbook. And they take an oath to us, the citizens of Canada, to our people.
Yeah, exactly.
My company was dedicated to health and wellness. These guys want to shut me down. I won't let them. When that bylaw officer came into my store, when that bylaw officer came into my store, I opened the door, just like I do all my customers, and I invited him in. And the first thing that officer said to me, "Where's your mask? Just like that. Just like that. I'm telling every one of you citizens, they're coming for us. They are tyrants. And this officer came into my place, my office, my business, my home. And he said, where's your mask? You social distance right now. I swear to God, that's what he said. You stand back over there. I looked at him, I said, go to hell. I swear to God, with all due respect to our pastor, and I'm a Christian, and I believe in God, but I swear, I told him, you go to hell. Get out of my store. Stand back. You social distance. I don't social distance. Now, what I did do, and my partners were worried, because we worked hard to build our business, and they're worried that a lot of citizens don't see what we do because they're blind to the system. They're blind to what's going on. And the sad thing is, they're against us like we got a disease. I didn't have a disease last year, I don't got a disease now. My body's clean, my body's free. Like that officer said, I have a choice. You have a choice. We have a choice. We live in a sovereign country. We live in a free country. These officers deserve our respect, but they gotta earn respect. When I was in the armed forces at the beginning, because I got out, and the only reason I did was because my grandfather served in the 82nd Airborne paratroopers against the Nazis. And my other grandfather is actually a German. Figure that one. And my grandfather said the reason why we left Germany is because of these tyrants. Why is it that a Costco can violate your human rights? Why is it that a Costco can say to you, you are not welcome here because you don't have a mask? We are welcome anywhere. Under the human rights, you have a right to decide how you want to live. It's on their signs, these propaganda signs. It's on their signs. If you don't wear a mask and you have a medical condition, we don't wear a mask. We don't wear a mask. We don't wear masks! We support small business! We support small businesses! This country was built, it runs on small businesses. I'm not shutting down. I'm looking out at this crowd, and I see a lot of patriots. I see a lot of people that are concerned about our future. I'm overwhelmed. I want to real stop for 1 second. Where the hell's the media? Where's the media? I'm shocked that there's CTV and all these clowns are not here.
2 weeks wasn't enough. We need another 2 weeks because we haven't flattened the curve.
People, it's nice to see you all. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, I want to see you say, rise up! Rise up! Rise up! Rise up! Awesome, I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. Let me give you a little example of what's been going on in my life. I just got fired from a large corporation not too long ago, and I'm sure that's happened to many of you guys. For what? For spreading this information, right? Right? Or for what? Not wearing a mask, right? Well, what I want to say is that is wrong, guys. And you know what? We have to stick together right now. That's the message I want to send out to you. Because who do we have? Only each other right now, okay, everybody? We have to help our neighbors. We have to help our friends. Even if they don't like us not wearing masks or whatever, you still have to respect it, right? I mean, if we don't, then you know, we might just lose them. They might not agree with what we're doing, but we still have to show love towards them, right guys? We have to love everyone. That's the message here, right? Because you know what? It's coming for them too, that socialist agenda. It's coming for them. So, you know, what the message I just want to send out is to show support to your fellow friends, your fellow families, even if they don't agree with you, still love them. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Because love is gonna save us all, really. It's gonna save us. And you guys are all so beautiful out there. This crowd is amazing. I wanna hear you guys say rise up again. Rise up! Rise up! Rise up! Rise up! We're not gonna take this anymore, right guys? We're not gonna take this anymore. This is tyrannical. And you know what? This crowd, I've never seen a crowd like this, because when I started, I came here on April 17th, well I was at Queen's Park, sorry, but on April 17th, that's Queen's Park, there was only about 50 of us. And now I see a crowd of thousands. And you know what? We're making a huge difference, guys. We have some beautiful years coming up. And it might be hard right now. It might be really tough right now, but there's beautiful things to come. Trust me. Rise up! Rise up! Rise up! Liberté! Liberté! Guys, I want to see you guys give maybe a high five or a hug to a stranger around right now. Show the love and support to your fellow strangers. I want to see you guys hugging. Yeah, I love it. This is what we need. This is what we need. Smiles and hugs, and that's everything. Rise up! Rise up! Liberté! 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 Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
Damn right.
I want to start by thanking, and please listen to what I have to say before you boo, because I mean this sincerely. I want to thank a lot of the men and women in law enforcement from multiple police agencies, including the Metro Toronto Police Service, that have reached out to me over this issue and have provided some very useful information and indicate that they are very supportive of this. This morning when I woke up, and I'll tell you, I had prepared a speech, and I'm not good at speeches, so I kind of threw it out, and I'm just gonna ad-lib this. This morning when I opened up some social media, which I don't normally do, and I looked around, I saw some comments made online about Adam Scully, and they were not good. They were quite negative. And that put a smile on my face. It did. I smiled, and I wanted to share why with you. Those people who say negative things, they can say those negative things because of people like Adam Scully. Right. Because he stands for the freedom, all freedom, so that you can say what you want to say. You can speak your mind. Because if it wasn't for people like him, you would be told what to say, when, and how. Now, I want to talk about trust. Trust is fundamental in marital relationships, parental relationships, school teacher-student relationships, all relationships, in corporate relationships. Very fundamental in police civilian relationships. It's so important that the police have the trust of the people, and the people have the trust of the police, and we work together in this wonderful symbiotic relationship. Sir Robert Peel's principle, the founding principles of policing from England, were taught to us at the police academy. We are the people. The people are the police. And that's how it works effectively and efficiently. We depend on you. We depend on your information and your support, and you depend on us. Now, I've been retired for a few years. I'm no longer part of that game. In the last few days, I just wanted some brisket. So I spent a few days waiting and waiting for some brisket. I never got any brisket. Whoever got some, you're gonna have to tell me how good it was. I never got any brisket. I was there for 2 days waiting for brisket. I never got brisket. But I saw something there. that I had never seen before. I had seen something that I had never seen before. Let's hear it for how many people were there. Okay, I'm gonna say, I don't know what you saw, and you probably don't know what I saw, because we didn't see the same thing. I guarantee you we did not see the same thing. I'm gonna tell you what I saw, because if you were there, you probably saw something different. Some people saw a polo match. That's not what I saw. Some people saw a mosquito getting hit with a sledgehammer. That's not what I saw. What I saw that I had never seen before was a hammer coming down and smashing a tempered sheet of glass into 1,000,000 pieces. And that sheet of glass was our Constitution. That sheet of glass that broke into 1,000,000 pieces was our fundamental rights being violated. And I have never seen a police agency violate human rights to that degree. I have never seen a mosquito hit with a sledgehammer during a polo match. I had never seen anything like that, and it sickened me. But when I looked over at Pastor Hildebrand standing next to me, I know he didn't see that. He didn't see that. I saw the look on his face. I know what he saw. What he saw was 12 horses backing up against the entrance to his church. Padlocks and bolts and welded rods all over his church. People being dragged out of his church. That's what he saw. That's what went through his mind. We all saw something different. And if you're a business owner, I know what you saw. And if you're a homeowner, I know what you saw. And if you have children, it goes on and on. Now, I was talking about trust. That trust was shattered. But make no mistake, at the end of that day, there was partying and celebration. Was any of you people here at a party or celebration? No, well, there were a lot of high fives going on at the end of that day. Okay, there were a lot of high fives. Good job. Due for promotion. Yes, he's on the list. Okay, make a note of that. Okay? There were people who made the decision to make this happen and proceed with this. And it wasn't the officers that were there. It wasn't the paid duty officers that took time and a half to come out to this event. A lot of them probably didn't know what was going on until they got there. But they made a decision. They made a decision to stick with it. They made a decision to hold fast. They made a decision. We all accept responsibility. We all have to accept responsibility for the decisions that we make. And they should be responsible for that.
Right.
Now, the decision to move on this was made at the highest levels. I don't have words. I don't have words for the acting chief. I don't know what to call him. I don't know what to call him, but I can say that in today's day and age, if a boy can be a girl and a girl can be a boy, an acting chief can be a tyrant.
Oh, yeah! Absolutely!
Now, I'm going to leave this with you. I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give every one of you here some information. It's your Christmas gift. Please take it home. Please spread it with everybody. After 32 years of police service, I asked myself, how did I survive this? How did I get through this? Now, I know you're angry. I know you're angry. And I would love to give you some words of encouragement. I would love to tell you where we're at and where things are going and what's going to happen and everything's positive. But I can't sleep at night. I can't. I'm thinking about what's going on. And so I want to give you all something to get you through this, because what's going to get you through this is not prepping with rice packages and dehydrated food and storing water. I'm going to tell you what's going to get you through this. What's going to get you through this is your mental state. I'm sure you have difficulties. I'm sure you have problems sleeping at night. I'm sure you go through stress. Well, I'm going to give you something to get you out of there so that you can survive the next 32 years of your life and beyond. Now, I'm not a fan of the tattoo. I don't do the tattoo things, not me. But I think if you're going to get one on your hand somewhere, you need to remember this word. Don't forget this word. Choice. Choice. Okay? You have choice. I'm passing on information to you that I have learned from people in concentration camps, people in death camps, and people in prison. This applied to them for their survival, and it applied to me when I discovered why I survived and how I got out of those holes. I'm going to pass it on to you, and you pass it on. Okay? Here's how it goes. We all have choice. We all have the ability to make a choice. You had a choice to come here or stay home. You made a decision and you came here. When you get up in the morning, I'm going to start simple and we're going to get more complicated. When you get up in the morning and you look out the window and it's a shitty day, it's cold, it's snowy, it's slushy, and you say, what a crappy day. That was your choice. That was your choice. And I've learned to say, oh, choice. Yeah, don't forget, choice. No, it's not going to be a shitty day. Not in my mind. You know what it is? It's sunny and warm in my head. It's sunny and warm in my head. And you take that positive approach and you go through your day, it's amazing. I did that once when it first happened. Same day, shitty, crappy. I went to the supermarket. What are you going to do today? It's shitty. No, it's not going to be shitty. It's going to be sunny and warm in my head. I went to the supermarket and I said, I'm going to do my grocery shopping. Be happy about it. I did my shopping. Nobody in the store. Go figure. It was a nice store. I come out of the store. I go to check out. And the girl at the checkout, this was years ago, so there was no mask. The girl at the checkout says, oh, look out there. It's pretty shitty, eh? And I said, no, it's not. It's sunny and warm in my head. And she said, oh yeah, in your head. Can I come in your head? I said, no, I'm leaving. You need to make it sunny and warm in your head. And she looked at me, you know. I was getting to the door, and the door opened, and I heard her yell, hey, mister! I turned around, she goes, I'm wearing a bikini! Okay, she got it. She got it very quickly. That's at the bottom level. But you're gonna have days when it gets worse. They're gonna get worse. And you're gonna need to be able to get through that. So, if you fall into a hole and you can't get out, you need to put yourself in another place. You need to go to Florida. You need to go on a vacay. You need to mentally place yourself somewhere else and tell yourself, I'm making a choice to shut down and go to this place. And I'm gonna change the way I think. And if you do that, if you remember the word choice, you will shift, you'll mentally shift, and you'll go to a better place. Okay? Now that's like having a paracord, you know, you're in a parachute, you can pull that. You may fall into a hole that is a lot deeper than that. That hole of despair.
What a sad week for Canada. What a sad week for our God-given freedom enshrined in our Constitution. As the sound of the national anthem rings out, tears well up in our eyes, shocked to see what we see. Today it's the owner of a beautiful barbecue place that is dragged to jail. Officers, what was the crime? This small business owner is selling brisket, trying to support his precious wife, and 2 little children. Tomorrow, it's the pastor of a beautiful country church being handcuffed. Officers, what was the crime? This pastor refuses to shut down the church in order to prevent his congregation from gathering to hear the word of God. The day after tomorrow, it is you. It is you that will be arrested in your own home. Officers, tomorrow it will be you, arrested in your own home. Officers, what will be the crime? This person refuses to subject their children to the local health unit for the greater good of the population. This is reality in 2020. This week, a minister of the gospel in Manitoba, Canada, was surprised in the dark hours of the evening by 4 vehicles pulling up to his home. He was charged $1,296 for attending a peaceful protest, and another $1,296. He's got 2 little children. Another one, $2,096 for attending a church service last Sunday morning. Is this Canada? What is this? What is going on? The following day, look at this. The following day, his church was charged $5,000 for having church on Sunday. Here's an original copy of the ticket. Listen, since when do you give God a ticket? Yesterday, a pastor in Elmer, Ontario, was charged for attending a peaceful protest in London, Ontario, this past Sunday afternoon. My dear fellow citizens, what will it take for us to wake up, to rise up, and to stand up for God, to stand together as the church, to rally around little business families, to stand together as one human family? And refuse to kneel to worship the golden image when our power-driven government demands it. But if we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Stand ye calm and resolute, like a forest close and mute, with folded arms and looks which are weapons of unvanquished war. And if then the tyrants dare, let them ride among you there, like we saw this week. They are many, they are few.
To see if they had any evidence of real SARS-CoV-2 isolation. My request is that fabricated genomes, and they fraudulently refer to this exercise in illogic as isolation. By publicly claiming that they have isolated the virus.
You came with 110 of your darn horses. We come here with 6,000 to 8,000 people. That's what we do. We scale up when you step up to us like this. Unacceptable. And as you know me, you know I'm the guy that starts to chant back the blue, right? No more.
Rock the blue.
It sounds a bit weak, and if we're asking for permission, I ain't asking for permission. Are you with me? Right. You recommended not to chant that, but here's a better way of announcing it. We fully support those men and women of law enforcement that stand up for our human and charter rights.
Put the money out with Ian. He deserves a lot of credit for these flyers. I mentioned them last week. It's nothing branded. It's just information for people to check out as to why it's a plandemic, scamdemic, and not a pandemic. All right? And it shows where we are. It promotes this event every Saturday, 11:30. So everyone.
I would rather have you guys standing right here to give us the energy of doing this with us right now. Things have changed since the Adamson incident.
Brought them to power, but that power has been misused long enough. They're not listening to us enough, but I'll tell you, we're going to have to keep reminding that.
As far as bed capacity. And so we're sort of wondering, critical thing to start thinking what exactly is going on here.
Rise up! Rise up! Rise up! Rise up! Freedom! 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 You know, folks, no matter how tired we get or behind schedule, there's always time to chant a little freedom, you know what I'm saying? Liberté!